Hi everyone, Victor here again, and in today's lesson, we're going to look at another Linux snippet, which is how to configure RHEL 9 local repository. And what we're going to be doing first is to copy the ISO file into your system, and I used the FileZilla application to copy the ISO file into my system, and I copied it into the mnt/mnt directory. So if I do cd/mnt and I do ls, you would see the ISO file in which I have copied into this directory. And the next thing I'm going to do is to create the repository configuration file, which I am going to create in etc yum.repos.d, and I can give it any name. So I'm going to call the name of the file local.repo. So you should have the extension .repo. So what I usually do is that I have an acronym which helps me to remember the syntax I have to put in this configuration file. If you've been following me through my RHEL 8 course, we mentioned this acronym, and I also I explained a lot of things about a repository and the important parameters a repository file should contain. So I'm going to be dropping the link to that particular lesson in the description box below. If you're interested, you can check more about it. So the acronym I am talking about here is called IBENG, and the first item, which is I, means the ID. So because we're dealing with the upstream repository first, so the ID, I can give it any name, but I'm going to give the ID a name called upstream. So the next acronym is B. So this is going to be base URL, and this is going to be file because I have the ISO file on my system. So this is going to be file, and I'm going to also name the part of the file which is in slash mnt. That's where our ISO file is, and because I'm going to mount the file in slash mnt, so I can just say upstream. I will show you this particular part when I mount the file. So it's going to get any package from slash mnt slash upstream. So the next item on the list is E, which is enable, meaning that I want to enable this repository. So I can say one or yes. And the next item on the list is N, which is the name of the repository. So I can give it any name. So in this case, I'm going to just say RHEL9 upstream repo. And the next item is G, which is GPG check. So I'm going to say 0. So for the base OS repo, I can just copy this syntax here and then copy it here too as well. So I'm going to copy it here, and I can also edit the same. So for the ID, I can edit the ID to be this is going to be base. Oops. So let me just call this base OS2 as well. And for the base URL, I'm going to have slash mnt slash base OS enable equals one name. I'm going to call this base OS repository. And for the GPG check, is going to be 02 as well. So look at this part. Don't forget this part. That's the part is slash mnt slash upstream, and the part here is slash mnt slash base OS. So I can save this file now. So if I save this file, meaning that I have to go and mount my ISO file in slash mnt. So to do that, I can just say mount. I can say the in slash mnt. So if I go to okay, I'm already in mnt. So if I do ls, okay, I think I have to leave this directory and try to mount this again because I can see some warning source write protected mounted read only. So let's do this again. Oops, that's gonna be mount. Okay, 1 minute. Let me see if I have the cd slash ment. Okay, it's already mounted. So we have it already mounted now. And like I said, when I showed you the path, I said we have ment. So if I go to upstream, not upstream, and if I do pwd, that's why I said you need to follow the path slash ment slash upstream. The same thing also goes with the base OS as slash ms slash base OS, right? So now if I do DNF repo list, it is updating the repository. The system is not registered, warning field, load to load, blah blah blah. No repository available. Let's try this again. Meaning that we have skipped, we must have made a mistake somewhere which we need to check again. So let me check the configuration file again. The repos.d slash local.repo. Okay, sorry, I didn't erase the ibank I wrote here, so I should have done that. Now I can save this file and let's do DNF repo list again. Okay, it's taking time to update subscription management repositories. I don't have anyone anyways because I did not subscribe this system. Okay, now so you can see that we have our repo ID, which is upstream and base OS, and these are the repository names. So if I try to install a package, let's see if I can do that. So if I say DNF install the HTTPD package, let's see if you can update the package from the local repository. It's taking its time to as well. So you can see now that we can actually install a package, meaning that the local repository is working fine as expected. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. I'll see you in the next Linux snippet, and bye for now.